Okay, we are back. So today's task is, this is the that rusted out inner seal down there, and this sort of that I guess that bracing there, that's all rotted out. I don't know how far in it goes, so I'm going to basically try to get all this, including that panel there that's being chopped out. Obviously they chop that out to try to get to the back of there, or to get to some rust, but that's not supposed to be chopped out. So the job today is to see if we can get all this and this inner sill here and that whole panel that sits there off this guy. So you can see here, this is in much better condition. So none of this is actually rusty through here. So I'm going to try to take all this and this support out as one, because you can see this support comes down and then gets welded on this inner sill here. This is that panel that's had the big chunk taken out of it. So I'm going to try to pull that panel off, hopefully. If it's too difficult, I might just do a big cut that's bigger than that hole there, so I can get it covered. But I've already popped off all the welds along here. Now I've got to go in there and pop all these welds off along here. This inner sill, all one piece, goes right back and under there, and I can't be bothered taking this off, popping all them. So what I'll probably end up doing is just cutting straight up here, because all I need for this guy here is sort of from here forward. I'll probably try to take this outer sill off as well. Probably handy to have. This here is the inside, or the outside of this panel. So you can see through here that I'm going to need to pop all the welds off there, down there. Don't need to pop any welds off here because it's all rusted out, and split it up here, which then should, in theory, free that whole panel. Doesn't matter that it's rusted down here, because I'm probably going to cut it off there anyway, or probably actually up here somewhere, because the hole in the red car over there is sort of just that. You can see through here, these spot welds are from this bit up here. So that's the task for today. Let's see if we can get that done. Right, that was a lot of effort. So you can see here now, this whole panel is out. I managed to keep it with that end bit, which is good. But yeah, you could see me tackling with it a bit there. It was because it was getting stuck up on this piece of, I think it's this piece of the chassis coming through here. Oh, that's pretty average. That was coming through here, and it was getting all caught up because there's basically 3 bits of sheet metal that fold up and get spot riveted together in there, and it's just a pain in the ass to try to get to. So that's when you saw me pull out the Dremel and everything else. I cut this, so I think they call it an outrigger, maybe outstand, something, jacking point. I had to cut that away as well. And I had to cut some of this. I guess it's like a, I don't know, cross member thing with the chassis, but it is out. And it doesn't look too bad. I mean, I think this will all clean up pretty good. It's a lot nicer than what is in that. Alright, now that we've got this here out, I think we're going to tackle this panel here. We're going to try to get that whole thing out so I can replace the one in the red car, the red-blue car, with this one that doesn't have a massive hole in it. I'm going to have to take that off. I'm going to try to get this outer seal off, just because I've got there's a dent on this one somewhere. It's more towards the back, and I'm assuming this curve is the same on both sides, so just in case I want to use this seal for any part of this red car, it's a good thing to have. I think a lot of people, they rust out, so I might just pull that off anyway. So that's the task now, is that and that. Right, that was a lot more difficult than I thought it was going to be. So, trying to get this panel here out, it actually, just like everything else, it is connected to a million different things. So this panel here, that's that inside panel on the outside. So that goes up in behind this panel, sort of up, you can see it just in there. But then that curves up, becomes this bit here that folds over. So I was thinking of just taking all this stuff off to get easily to get to this panel. There's a big part of me that wants to go down the just cutting blade straight through, but I don't know, although it's really time consuming to dismantle a whole car bit by bit, it's sort of interesting at the same time to figure out how it's all put together. I would never have thought there'd be so many, like just in this area here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's about 2 inside here, so that's 6, 7. Just in that corner there's 7 bits, and then you've got this bit here, which is 8, which is this here. You never realise how many panels there are just to make one corner. So, but that's off anyway. I don't think I'll use it, but I guess I've got one. I'll put this over here with the rest of the stuff. Now, to get this off, I think most of these are done. I just have to pop the welds off there, and then this one's done. I don't think there's any in there. There's nothing in there. So this might come off relatively easy if I just pop these ones off. And this will come off, and then I can get to this one, which I don't think there's much holding this on. I think there's a couple of spot welds here, maybe 1, 2, 3 there. And then I don't think there's any down there. So this is where the front cowl, I guess you call it, comes along there. So I guess that's pinned to that. Might be a weld, yeah, weld right there, and a weld there. Other than that, think there's any more in there. I don't think there's any more like bracing in there. I think that then just comes down into here. So there might be a one or two through there. Let's see how we go. Whew, that was a bit easier. So that's out now. Interestingly, this bit here tucks in under this bit here. It sort of sits under like that. Interestingly, it all came down. There was a spot weld right there that I didn't realise was there. As soon as I drilled that out, it released a whole lot of tension from here. So you can see now this this whole A-frame now has been released from, I guess, supported across this section through here. So now that's all loosey-goosey. So slowly, bit by bit, we're freeing up this panel. Weirdly, this stuff here, I don't know what it is. It's like rubber, but it's hard, and it's all coming out of here. Who knows? It's all up in here. Maybe that's just something they do. So I think this one should be pretty easy. Put this one over here with all the rest. I reckon this panel here will be pretty easy to get out now. I think it should just be a spot weld there. I don't think it should. I can't really see any marks where there would be a spot weld. That's what you might see me doing when I grab the sandpaper and rub on an area. It's because sometimes it's really hard to see the spot welds unless you sand it back, and you can actually see where there's a bit of a divot in the metal. Like, it's pretty hard to see there's one there, but I just know because it dips down a bit. So I think that one, there's probably two more here, and then it's just these ones along this bit. I think that's all that's holding it in. I don't know how easy these ones will be. Probably not too hard, I think. Some of them's really hard to get the drill in. But yeah, so hopefully this will be off in a second and we'll be good to go. Let's see. Alright, after a lot of wiggling, the panel is out. Would have been so much easier just to get the chopper, I reckon, and chop through it. But it's pretty interesting, I think. So I couldn't drill out any of these ones because they were just way too hard to get to. So I just sharpened up my trusty old chisel. Look at this thing. This has copped a hammering through this whole process. I like using that one rather than the bigger ones because it's a lot more easy to get into spots. So I sharpened that one up and just managed to belt through all these ones that were along here. And then I had to just cut a bit of this out of the way because it was fouling on that. I was trying to get it back and forth. So you'd be surprised that it doesn't seem like the panel's going to come off, and it seems like it's pretty solid, even though you've drilled everything out. And then you'll realise that there's like maybe one or two of these spot welds that are just hanging on by, you know, just maybe like this one here. You can see it was just holding on by the top of the weld that the drill didn't manage to get to. And it will, and even though you know, I was yanking it back and forth, still wasn't coming out. As soon as I could see through this way that there was this one and this one holding on, I managed to get the chisel underneath and bash them out. As soon as that comes off, it's free. There's not a lot holding this whole section together anymore. So that's that job done. Even though it was a sort of long way of doing things, I thought today at least I'd get, you know, that panel off and maybe this outer sill off. But I think I'm probably running out of time. I didn't bank on taking a million chunks off to get to that panel, but glad I did. It's, as I said, it's pretty interesting to see how all this gets put together. I don't think I've seen on YouTube anyone that's dismantling a 124 coupe. So there you go, groundbreaking stuff. I might be wrong. Someone might be able to enlighten me of a channel that did do it, but for all my looking, I could not find it anywhere. So hopefully this is helpful to someone that might be trying to tackle the same thing or thinking about tackling the same thing. You can see me fumble my way through all this stuff and shoot me a question. And I've probably got photos of how it all sits together. Some of you might have seen in the time-lapse footage that I was wearing a beanie. Contrary to, I guess, what a lot of people think around the world, Australia can get cold, especially where I am. It's, well, cold to me is 2 degrees in the morning. So that's another day, another tick, ripping some panels off. I've still got to get that A pillar off because this one's got that nasty chunk in it. So I'm going to rip that one off, rip this outer sill off, still take this whole front end off and take these beams out, take that cross member out. And this is all just in case those new ones that I got from Switzerland are, if they're knackered or they are just a crap reproduction, then I might still have these ones to fall back on. So that's it for today. Time to go walk the dog, I reckon.